Oh man, this is dark. What you're going to see here is dark. I'm sure you guys have seen this headline before today, but this is in NBC News. GOP lawmaker attended gay son's wedding 3 days after voting against same-sex marriage. What? The gay son of Representative Glenn Thompson, Republican of Pennsylvania, got married on Friday. A few days earlier, his father voted against the Respect for Marriage Act. So, we talked about this the other day. I don't think people are talking about this nearly enough. 157 House Republicans voted against gay marriage. 157, which means only 40-something voted for it. Guys, this is a 71% issue in the country. 71% supports gay marriage. But beyond even the popularity of it, it's the morality of it and the ethics of it. That you're going to tell people simply because they're gay that, yeah, you don't get the same rights. You don't get the same treatment under the law. You don't have the same, Social Security rules apply to you and inheritance rules apply to you and, visiting a loved one in the hospital when they're on their way out, having a power of attorney. Like, there's so many important legal aspects to marriage, and it's quite literally bigoted to say you shouldn't get any of them because you happen to like people of the same sex. 157. 150, extremist as extremist gets, still captured by that evangelical Christian base, the activists who are against gay marriage, or just pandering to them to the point where they're willing to go on the record as incredibly primitive and retrograde. Again, I wonder if there was a vote that came up over interracial marriage, how many Republicans would be against it? A poll came out the other day. 25%, I think, say they're not in favor of interracial marriage. So would there be like 60 or 70 Republicans who would be willing to vote against the right to interracial marriage? Well, 195 voted against the right to contraception. There is no low that they won't go to. But this is particularly dark because, dog, you have a gay son, and you went to the wedding, which signifies some level of support for it and support for your son, but you voted against gay marriage? I can't wrap my mind around this. Is this all just a game to you? Is politics just like, I just voted to give Raytheon $1 billion to bomb innocent people, but I sure am a Christian and a humanitarian and I care about people. Do they think it's all a game? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. So they say a Republican lawmaker attended his son's gay wedding just 3 days after joining the majority of his GOP colleagues in voting against a House bill that would codify federal protections for same-sex marriage. The gay son of Representative Glenn Thompson, Republican of Pennsylvania, confirmed to NBC News on Monday that he married the love of his life on Friday and that his father was there. NBC News is not publishing the names of the grooms, neither of whom is a public figure. Thompson's press secretary, Madison Stone, by the way, that's a porn star-ass name right there, Madison Stone, also confirmed the congressman was in attendance. Congressman and Mrs. Thompson were thrilled to attend and celebrate their son's marriage on Friday night as he began this new chapter of his life, Stone said in an email, adding that the Thompsons are very happy to welcome their new son-in-law into their family. Gawker was the first to report on the nuptials. Nuptials? Did they spell that right? I don't know. Or did I say it wrong? I don't know. In an article published Thursday, the day before the ceremony, though it was not reported whether the lawmaker would attend. In an email last week to the local newspaper Centre Daily, Stone called the Respect for Marriage Act nothing more than an election year messaging stunt for Democrats in Congress who failed to address historic inflation and out-of-control gas prices at gas pumps and grocery stores. First of all, that's not true. There was an anti-price gouging bill for gas specifically, and I'm sure this guy, by the way, voted against that. So it's not true that they did nothing to address that. And the idea that this is an election stunt, no, the only reason why we're having the vote is because Clarence Thomas said in his decision in Roe versus Wade, let's go after Obergefell next, which is the gay marriage case. So no, this is as substantive gets. Because if the Supreme Court is eventually going to overturn gay marriage, the only other way to protect it is to pass a law codifying gay marriage. So they are trying to do that. I'm not a big defender of Democrats, but this is one of the rare instances where they are 100% doing the correct thing, and this guy's pretending it's a stunt. Now, by the way, they need a word that is stronger than hypocrisy. There needs to be a word for the super, ultra, mega, maximum level of hypocrisy, because that's what this guy's guilty of. And I don't know what he's thinking. He might be thinking, look, if if they do repeal gay marriage, that it'll be like, it won't be retroactive. So in other words, everybody who's already married is grandfathered in, but there can be no new gay marriages. So if that's the case, he might think, well, for my son, I want him to be happy, so I'm cool with it, but for every other gay person in the country, they could fuck right off. That might be what he's thinking. Or, I don't know, but the bottom line is, this guy's core is rotten. And if you are the son of this asshole, did you even really want him at your wedding? If he's gonna say, I would substantively change the policy to ban this from happening, isn't there sort of an irreconcilable difference between father and son there? There's something so grotesque about that, you know, I mean, I would take that so personally, and I'm an easygoing guy, and I would take that so fucking personally. I don't know if I'd be able to be in the presence of my scumbag father. Because look, there's some things, I'm a very open-minded person. I love dialogue with people who I disagree with, but there's some things that are so fucking basic. Like if you're hanging out with somebody and they support slavery and you learn about that, how are you going to react? Isn't that one a little bit of a shock to the conscience? We're like, really? You fucking support slavery? Really? There's some things, there's some lines where it's like a real strong moral red line where it's like, I don't know if I want to hang out with you anymore because that's fucking insane. Are we not at the point to reasonable people where gay marriage is one of those things? I put that in the exact same category as interracial marriage, where it shouldn't even be a fucking question. Asking if somebody supports that, like, oh, do you support that? What do you mean do you support that? It is what it is. None of your fucking business. If somebody wants to get married, doesn't matter what their race are, should be able to get married. If somebody comes out against that, you're going to look at them differently, aren't you? And this is the same fucking thing here. I don't know if I'd be able to deal with this guy. If I was the son, I don't know if I'd be able to deal with him. What a loathsome dude. Holy shit. Man, they sink to insane depths. Insane. It's hard to wrap your mind around. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.